Io credo che l'angelo custode entra in qualcuno che ci sta vicino e che ci protegge. Il mio è entrato in un gatto nero e si chiama Duck.
The movie, I remember thinking what kind of movie I wanted to make. I wanted to make kind of a melancholic movie, something between melodrama and comedy, but I had no idea what story I wanted to do. And in fact, I wanted to do something else, but it was the writer, Barbara Alberti, had written a couple of pages was writing another movie, and then she saw out of the script 2 pages she really liked, and she saw a movie there, and so we started talking, developing the script. I didn't know where I was going. Actually, the movie is born out of dialogues, that lasted for months, that I had with the writer. She would record us, just speaking. And then out of that, we found a story. But the character of the girl was I had that in mind. And then as the movie developed, we found a tone of what kind of movie we wanted to make. Our goal was to make a movie for children. That children could relate to, or that the grown-ups that still have that wounded child that refused to grow up, that could relate to that side, that would bring back, memories of the resentful child that wanted more attention, that would bring that out of them.
Maschio non è figlio di Maria, non è figlio di Gesù. Quando muore va laggiù da quel momento che si chiama diavoletto. Vuoi finire all'inferno anche tu?
But the children in the movie did relate to the characters that they were playing. So for them it was I didn't have to explain too much. They naturally understood, well, the relationship with children. But Julia, the character, she understood, what was going on, and she didn't need that many directions of feelings. She had those in her. She didn't have to act them, because I think we all have felt at one point of our childhood this feeling of injustice, and maybe it's something that, because our heart as a child is so open and so fragile, maybe we feel more strongly things, and we, especially with the lens, grown up, looking back, they have expanded, it's kind of like, resentment actually means to feel again.
Mamma, mi trasformi.
Gli occhi, la seduzione, la bocca viene dopo. Noi stiamo bene, basta lo sguardo. Passami la cipria, assistente.
Perché ti metti sempre in mezzo? Mi fai fare tardi.
Passami il vestito.
because it's very natural. It wasn't that we started with an idea. We started with a character and with an image of a girl in the street. You know, she doesn't know where to go. She's been kicked out of the house, and she has a cat in a cage and a luggage, a very heavy luggage. So this was the image that we started from. And from around that, you know, just with dialogues. And then we didn't work, you know, the American way, like by putting Post-its, you know, with different colors. So you see the, you know, 20 for the first act, 20 for the second act, and 20 for the third act. And pink is for love, and blue is for sadness. No, we just, it rolled in a more poetic way. And then by, you know, we didn't do many rewrites. And for instance, the ending of the movie came after the first rewrite. We had a different ending, which, and then at the end, if you see the movie, the whole point of the movie is for the ending, you know? You understand at the end that the whole movie leads up to that. And it's something that I think people don't expect. And I didn't expect it either, you know? That's why it came at the end, when I finished the script. So it was a very organic and human way of writing. Nothing, no preconceived ideas, just whatever worked for us, whatever made us laugh. And believe me, like, all of it, it was always laughing, like, even in every scene, even like the more, the ones that seem more sad, we were always laughing, except maybe at the very end. I feel okay with it now. I think it's part of growing up. Then the rage one has kind of softens, even though, you know, it's not, you know, purely, you know, sweet candy coated movie. I guess it's different in the tone from the other two, where I had personally also a lot of rage, and that has began quieting down because of the movie, and now it's a process that continues going on in my life.
God damn. It smells like an alley in the city.
He pisses if he wears it. I won't wash it till he learns.
I'm gonna whip you a beating you can be proud of, boy. You ain't gonna be pissing your pants no more, you hear me? You hear what I'm saying? Goddamn spoiled brat! I don't want to hear you hollering now, come on!
Put that sock in his mouth.
I wrote my first script when I was around 7 years old, and I shot it, you know, with a Super 8 camera. So it was, but I didn't know, you know, I don't know why, I can't tell you why, but it was always necessity. Of course, I've been very much influenced by the family I grew up in, where cinema was, you know, the most important thing, was something that we, you know, I was watching movies, you know, with my family and by myself, you know, compulsively, you know, since a very early age. Then we had one of the first Betamax, you know, before the VHS. And I would watch the same movies over and over again. And also, I remember this funny thing, because the small betas, they were short, you know, they didn't hold more than 90 minutes, I think. So I never saw the ending of a lot of movies, but I would kept watching and imagining the end.
I'm sorry. Believe me, I'm sorry.
You can't fucking leave me.
What the fuck? What did I do?
The season of love comes and goes, and it's nobody's fault. It's...
What the fuck?
We were lucky. It's better
Just
that way.
don't leave me.
You should find someone your own age.
Well, we've been friends for a long time, even though, or we worked together and we've seen each other throughout the years by chance. Then he was passing by Italy, and then I told him about the movie, and I spoke to him a little bit, and I played to him the music that I had composed, so to speak, for the movie, and then he came up with these two, the opening and the closing of the movie. And it was a real pleasure working with him, because one song he played, the closing song, where he sings, I had a ukulele, and my son had tuned it, or he detuned it, and it made a beautiful sound. So he used my son's detuned on the ukulele, and then I directed him. What I saw was the chanting of like an angel coming down, and taking her, it's a song singing full of hope, but also, pain, but hope. And it's as if, this angel is coming to take her in a safe place. And then at the end, he goes, and it's like, oh, it's finished, we got it over with. And it was lovely to collaborate, to watch him, bang these two songs out with such ease, and a lovely gift from a beautiful friend. Well, I think it's something that you cannot give credit to. Again, believing that the spirit is eternal and is always in constant growth and progress, is my personal belief. Then I believe that every human is born with a certain kind of qualities, and so the strength is innate. She was born with it, and I guess she chose these parents, this life. So before being incarnated, to progress and not to fall trap of these difficult events that she knew before she incarnated. So the strength, is overcoming these difficulties, and with firmness, and then knowing that life is just a moment, and that everybody has their own struggles and obstacles, and how we progress as human beings is how we learn from these mistakes. Personally, I wasn't granted, a very fast progress as a human being. But I think when you get the grace of one moment to seeing things for what they are, and yourself especially, then you must change or else perish.
Sei come tuo padre.
Smettila! Levati, stai zitta! Cercava solo un pochino di comprensione.